Hi, we're Roy and Karen, and this video is about our RV bucket list journey where we finish our adventures in the Midwest.
Since it's a rainy day in Maine, we decided let's get a set. Well, I didn't decide, Karen decided. Let's do a second video.
Get her done.
Get her done. Tomorrow we'll be leaving the Portland area and we'll be heading up north to Rockport and Camden.
Hiking and exploring
But last week we left off getting out of Chicago. That was fun. But now we're arriving in the Indiana Dunes, which interestingly is both a national park and a state park. The state park has the campground. Oh, and the actual campground and our campsite was right on. It backed up right on
to one of the dunes.
And I figured, good, let's get as close to the dunes as possible, so we're close to the hikes. So there's this sign and it says this way to the beach, and we figured that this would be something you go over the top of the dunes and get to see Lake Michigan. So where are we this morning?
We are in the state of Indiana. At the Indiana
Dunes
State Park,
which is surrounded by the national park. And it really is a very pretty place.
Very, very pretty. Very, very popular. We haven't been in a lot of people-y places, thank goodness, even in spite of some of the places we've been.
But this is pretty close to Chicago.
Yeah, and obviously it's a great getaway for the locals.
Yeah, but it's nice, and they're leaving. It's Sunday morning, so people are packing up and getting ready to leave. I would venture that after we get done with this hike, to go up the dunes and go look at Lake Michigan, that they'll all be gone, and we'll be all by ourselves.
I don't know about all by ourselves, but
Beautiful place. Let's go on a hike.
let's explore.
So what were you saying it reminds you of?
This reminds me of the Smoky Mountains.
It does. It's so nice and green and lush. Well, I was expecting that trail would take us over the dunes to get to the beach,
That's what I kind of thought.
but it looks like that's not the case. We're just at the beach. So we're gonna have to figure out how to get to some dunes. Did you learn anything?
Nope.
Uh-oh. I think I found it. Is that what we're supposed to go up?
We could, but
So once we're down at the beach at Lake Michigan, we decide, okay, let's take a dune up and over and make our way back to the campground that way. The thing about hiking in the sand, on a sand dune, is that it's 3 steps up and 2 slides back.
yeah, I think those 2,500 steps that we took, or whatever they were, 2.5 miles, should have been more like 10.
It was something. Oh my God, it's hard to climb up sand. But we're doing it. Here we go, just a little more. Oh my. We got a hill, honey. And Karen's gonna have to explain how when she has the built-in GPS, she'll have to explain why she listened to me when I was taking us the wrong way, a quarter of a mile down all these steps. You want to tell him?
I told him and I told him and I told him, but he wanted to go that way. And I did know it was the wrong way. And I said I did know that it was the wrong way. And I said I was not looking forward to coming back up those steps again.
But once we got down to the bottom and I realized my mistake.
And I just sat down and refused to go.
Oh, that
I
would
think
have
we
been
would have been
terrible.
separated and I'd never see him again.
So, but here's the thing. Had we had to do a quarter a mile up the steps at the beginning of this trip, maybe you would have left me. But we were in such good shape from doing 10, 15,000 mile step days over and over and over again that
It certainly helped with this little adventure.
yeah. But okay.
But it was beautiful.
Now-
And then we were out there. They had an event going where people
Well,
were...
there's always an event. The 3 Dune Challenge is a regular thing. And here's the most interesting part about it, is that the 3 Dune Challenge is 1.5 miles. But by the time we got finished being lost and going the wrong ways and everything else, we hiked 2.5 miles.
But it was a beautiful day and beautiful scenery.
And I was with my honey.
Who I was killed briefly, but we got over that.
From Indiana Dunes, we headed off to Ohio to go to another national park,
Cuyahoga.
which we'd never heard of. Another one we'd never heard of.
Until our friends Gordy and Deb from Ohio had mentioned that would be a good place for us to check out while we were there.
Yeah, we'd never heard of Indiana Dunes. We'd never heard of Cuyahoga. Let's go. And we stayed at a campground in Stowe, Ohio. And the campground was called the Stowe Silver Springs Park. And the campground was nice.
It was a nice campground. It was a great location, not too far.
But the dog park,
That
the bomb.
was the bomb. Those boys,
Unbelievable.
like, you've brought us to heaven. Hume.
And it's funny because Yukon doesn't like to go in the water, but he went in the water.
Well, he knew from what everybody else was doing, this was the thing to do.
They had a great time. And then Mom says, "Hey, honey, will you go get the dogs?" So, and they see me coming, and they don't run. They just make sure that they're 20 steps in front of me so I can't grab them. But they had such a good time.
Oh, yeah. So good. So much fun. We went back the next day and gave
Yeah.
a second round.
So-
And it helps to keep them exercised. They've spent a lot of time cooped up in this RV, and they love their couch, but they've had a lot of couch time.
They like to sleep. Well, we go up to Cuyahoga Valley National Park, and this is one of those urban national parks that they started incorporating into the national park system back in the 1970s. And it's a very weird shape of a national park because like right in the center is like the eye of a hurricane. There's a little town there. And they built this out of little bits and pieces
Well,
and
and it
kind of
was
put
a-
it together.
Collaborative between Cleveland and Akron, so it's between the two
Akron.
cities. Akron. Whatever.
When we went to the visitor center, it felt like we were taking a step back in time. They had all these old historic buildings, and it was built. This was built in an industrial area. The people who lived there worked there, and there was a canal. 100 years ago, there was a canal that went through, and there was a towpath, what they call the towpath, and that's where the oxen would walk and pull the barges through. And they took this totally industrial commercial area and made a national park from it. Wonderful. And then right across the street was the trailhead for the Blue Hen Falls. So we went and did that. Beautiful, beautiful hike. Now, there are lots of positives to having an urban national park. There's a lot of them. and I'm not even going to go through them. There is one negative, and that's when you're hiking and you're going through this beautiful area, and then a truck goes by in the highway over there. it kind of
Drowns out the birds.
it kind of ruins
The peaceful nature.
yeah, thank you.
The forest.
And then to end our day, we took a drive to this particular waterfalls, the Brandywine Falls, because the following day we were going to do a nicer hike.
And we had done the one that morning already.
Right, and we were walking around the visitor center area and all that. But Brandywine was maybe half, 3/4 of a mile on a boardwalk with lots of viewpoints where you could stop from and get a different glimpse of the fall. Fall. Falls themselves were really impressive falls.
Definitely worth the journey.
Absolutely, absolutely. But like I said, we knew we were going to go on another hike the following day, and this was on what they called the Ledges Trail. And I looked at the map. This wasn't going to be anywhere near a highway. We were going to be in the quiet. But it was such a unique hike with the ledges, with all the rocks, with all the colors. It was beautiful.
Popular, so we weren't alone out there, but we were relatively early, so it wasn't packed crazy like it can get in some of the afternoons.
As much as we did see people, I didn't find it to be peoply.
No.
Karen loves to take selfies, and we share these selfies with our friends in private messages, because we didn't tell anybody we were gone until we came back. But she takes these selfies of where we're at. And as we're walking down this trail, every time we turn a corner, it would be a better selfie. So
Like, oh, this one's with the sunlight and the leaves, and oh, look at this rock. Oh, wait a minute, there's a tree growing next to this rock.
So at this point, we've been to 8 of our 9 planned national parks.
U.S. national parks.
I was going to just tell them that. We're also going to go to a Canadian national park. We'll get there. We're not going to tell you everything yet. Our next stop is Pennsylvania. We're going to be staying for a few nights at a Corps of Engineer campground, and you know we love Corps of Engineer campgrounds. This one was called Ives Run on Hammond Lake in Cuyahoga, Pennsylvania.
But this location, it was beautiful. It did not disappoint. We love the Army Corps of Engineer Park.
Why do we love them so much?
Because they're always on the water. And they're always good-sized, well-cared for.
They're beautiful parks. Yes, they're always well manicured. And so after we get finished setting up the RV, grab the boys, take them for a walk, and let's go down to the water. Beautiful, beautiful lake. The next morning, we're heading to the Finger Lakes, and we're gonna go start checking out wineries. But on the way, I spotted in the corner of my eye, I had to go around the block and come back around again. I spotted a car wash that we could fit the RV into, and I've been, everywhere we go, I'm looking out. It's been 6 weeks since this thing's been washed.
8 of 9 national parks, and at that point it was about 18 states that we've traveled through. We needed to get rid of some of the bugs we picked up.
We've been on some dirt roads, and I was able to wash the truck once, but it wasn't as thorough a wash as I would have liked. And it's been weeks since then. So we got it washed. So now when we go into the Finger Lakes, we be styling with nice, clean RV. But that's for next week. And I'm going to put that video right here in this playlist. In the meantime,
We appreciate you traveling with us.
see ya.